Thank you, thank you.
We thank you as well. Our love to you.
My question, I'm really interested in knowing, in your world, what is a loving relationship like? How do you choose a partner in life?
Synchronistically, automatically. We simply attract ourselves to each other. We allow it to automatically occur. It is much in the same way, to some degree, that you allow your relationships to happen. But we also are telepathically connected. And we allow ourselves to recognize that when we do in fact draw ourselves into those automatic interactions, we allow them to be what they are. We do not put expectations upon them for what we think they ought to be. We know that they are there to serve us. We know we are there to serve them. So we rejoice in the spontaneous co-creation, and we do not put in any way, shape, or form any particular label as to how we think it should go, or how we think it should wind up, or will it be this way, or will it be that, or will there be anyone else. Once again, perhaps to put it in the simplest perspective, our entire civilization is married to itself. Every individual is married to every other individual, and any relationship that occurs in any way that it occurs, with how many individuals it occurs, is a part of the marriage, is relationships within the marriage. There are times when it takes upon it the physical appearance of what you would call a monogamous relationship. There are times that it doesn't. Just, once again, as it occurs in your society, but there's a great deal of denial in your society about that. The idea, in that sense, therefore, is that we do not expect or even really know, just to point out this example because it is germane to your society, whether we have been in a monogamous relationship until we reach the end of the lifespan. And we say, well, no one else came along, I guess it was a one-on-one, wasn't it? Because we know, beyond a shadow of a doubt, in absolute trust, that if any other relationships do automatically occur, then they are a part of the overall relationship. They enhance the overall scenario in whatever way they naturally unfold, and they cannot be an interruption. It's not possible in our society.
Well, if you were to decide to bring another being into your world, what is...
Understand that we are always in communication with that level of consciousness as well, and we simply make our agreements consciously, even as you can. It does not have to be a hidden thing. You can be in touch with the beings that can be born unto you, for understand, they are not children now. Understand?
I understand.
You can be in touch with them, and you recognize that there are services that you may want to perform, that this individual puts out, that this individual, this non-physical individual, radiates a desire to accomplish certain things in what you call physiological manifestation. In putting out that desire, in putting out that radiation, that individual in our society simply automatically attracts only the individuals that have the desire to serve them in that way. So it's automatic. There's no wondering about it. The individuals that can be of service in that way are only attracted to them, and only those individuals will be attracted to the individuals that can serve them in that way.
Is that not so now for us?
It is absolutely so now that way, except you create negative synchronicity as well as positive synchronicity. We only create positive manifestations. Understand?
I do indeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Shouting.
Yahoo, Bashar!
All right. And good day to you.
Good day. I want to thank you so much for all of your sharings and your teachings. I've grown a lot in the last 2 years, and I've applied everything that you've said and tested it, and it really does work, especially starting with the cetacean meditation at sea. I created a lot of obstacles in front of me to grow from.
Oh, how exciting.
And I learned and I grew, and now I have 5 events coming up that are so exciting.
Well, thank you.
And what I wanted to do basically was to touch as many people as I could, so I put it out to the universe. And Lisa and Radia and Stephen and Fran are assisting me, and we're going to do a whole bunch of new things together.
We thank you and them.
Thank you. My question has to do with a man named Michel who came down from Montreal last week. He called me well, there are no accidents. He called me on the telephone, and he thought I was Lisa because my number was on her flyer.
All right.
And he said he was told to come here, and that he was also told to go to the Bodhi tree, and he connected with Rick and Lisa and me, and we shared a meal.
All right.
Tuesday evening. After the channeling, he came over to my apartment, and he is a medium, old school medium, the kind where people go and give their power away to. Well, okay.
All right.
And now he has, since August, since harmonic convergence, which he didn't understand what it was all about, he has grown as much as all of us here in Los Angeles, and without attending the classes. And I was able to assist him to trans-channel in my home.
All right.
While he was sitting there, he saw a green ball of light that had yellow around it. And he said it was coming very fast and it was going to hit him in the back of the neck.
All right.
And when he did, he started to channel the old style, and the energy was caught. So I assisted him in allowing the energy to flow down through all of his chakras to tie into the center of the earth and to come back up slowly and release it through his crown chakra.
All right.
As he did so, he started channeling this extraterrestrial that he said was green, and it was tall, and he was on a craft that had a circular council in it.
Yes.
My question...
Now, this idea, to some degree, is symbolic. There is a literal consciousness, but it is now, for now, being interpreted in that particular way because green is the color of the emerald vibration of the transformation of your fourth density Earth. And that color is there to assist that individual in linking with the Earth and in forming the grounding that is needed. Understand?
Oh, yes. Okay.
But it was, to some degree, a connection into the Association Council.
I am recently channeling the orcas, and when that energy comes through, it is so intense that it does remind me of the galactic. Is there a tie?
To some degree, there is. The idea, once again, is to remember that the whales, and especially the orca, represent the polarity, the conviction of motion, the conviction of action, the deliberateness of action. They are the path of the warrior, the path of the sorcerer, the path of the samurai, as you understand those terms in your society.
Yes.
The idea of the galactic is the very substance, the very fabric of the consciousness of one-dimensional realm. All you are receiving through this channel is a very small fragment of that fabric of consciousness. The totality of it, in that sense, comes through many individuals. In a sense, it actually comes through all of you all the time. But in the way you have received it this evening of your time, it is represented as a very small flow of that energy. The idea, to some degree, is that the orca, with its understanding of alignment, with its understanding of conviction, funnels that energy all the time. That is why individuals that are not prepared for their level of energy can find themselves burning out.
I see.
Understand?
Yes, I do.
Does that assist you?
Yes, very much. Thank you. Ha-ha-tu.
Ha-tu. Shooting!
Good evening, Bashar.
And who you good day?
I'm not sure exactly what the crux of this question is. I want to thank
Me neither.
first of all, for helping me discover some joy in my life.
Oh,
And-
thank you for discovering the joy that has always been there within you, and there is more to come.
Yes, I'm sure that's true. I've discovered something that is exciting to me.
Oh, all right. Do share.
I think the question is, should I just allow it to be exciting for me, or should I make a business out of it and share it with other people?
Well, you can allow it to be exciting for everyone. That doesn't mean everyone has to choose it. But you can allow it to be exciting for them. To allow them to choose it if they want to. By all means, in whatever way you feel represents the strongest expression of your excitement, do so if that is the way you want to serve. You are only putting it out there for them to choose it as a preference if they want to. Just putting it out there isn't going to force anyone to take it, you know.
That's right, but the energy, the time involved in making it available, of doing that,
Yes.
Realistically,
Yes.
there's a living to be made.
Oh, realistically again. Which realistically are you talking about now? An old realistically or a new realistically?
I'm talking about the old bills that need to be paid.
Yes. But we have discussed the idea of abundance, and we have discussed the idea that doing what excites you the most will always supply you with the abundance necessary, in whatever way it is necessary.
I know in my heart that's true, but I'm working on
But you are
the
going to make a
conditioning.
separation of that in your mind.
Well, yeah.
All right.
It's not there yet.
Why not?
I don't know.
Yes, you do.
I chose it not to be.
Correct. Why do you choose it not to be?
I like to struggle. I don't know.
Do you really?
I wonder.
Oh, all right. Stop wondering. Yes or no? Do you like to struggle?
I really don't enjoy struggling.
Thank you very
I'm tired of
much.
Struggling.
Thank you very much. Then why is there still a separation?
I guess the endeavor that I'm thinking about has been around. Are you familiar with float tanks?
Yes.
Okay. They've been around a while, and I've just recently discovered it myself. And I'm wondering if they've been around for so long and they seem such an exciting tool,
Yes.
why hasn't anybody done anything with it?
Many individuals have. But it is not a tool that works for everyone. It is not everyone's preference. Perhaps you can invent something new to be done with it. That could be exciting to many other individuals. Remember that if you're not operating on a particular frequency, on a particular wavelength, then you do not necessarily give yourself the opportunity to see what has been done on another wavelength until you intersect that wavelength. You may also be required to elevate it to a new level, or to simply extract from the idea that it is the principles which can be applied in a completely different way. That particular tool may not necessarily be the most efficient way for what you want to do. It might be in certain circumstances, but allow yourself not necessarily to become transfixed by the physiological shape of it, by the physiological way or method. The idea has been manifested. Take the idea, take the physical shape if that works for you, but take the idea and transform it into whatever methodology is actually more representative of who and what you are. Remember this as well. Many individuals, when they truly have created for themselves a particular tool that really does allow them to align very quickly, come to the realization just as quickly that tools are simply reflections of your capabilities anyway, and once you use the tool, if it has aligned you, you don't need it anymore.
Okay.
It becomes obsolete. A good tool renders itself obsolete almost immediately. Understand?
Yes. Yes.
Does that help you?
Yes, very much. Thank you.
One moment. We are not done.
Okay.
Is this notion still separated within you? Feel around.
Honestly, I have to say yes.
Oh, all right. Very good. Thank you for being honest. Remember, owning it is the first step to changing it. Now, the idea, as we were discussing before with another individual, is to use the imagination. Do you have some sort of scenario, some sort of picture, some sort of image, some sort of feeling as to what you would be like if you didn't have that separation?
I mean, physically, like
Any way you wish to take
Clockwise
it.
or-
Any way you wish to take it. Do you have, in any way, shape, or form, a picture of what you would be like if that separation did not exist within you?
yes.
What does that picture look like? Can you describe the differences?
On a
Anyway,
in a level, it would be high energy.
High energy. What does that mean? How does that translate in your physiological reality when you say high energy?
Not having it's not
Do
an
not tell me what it is not. Tell me what it is.
effortless.
It is effortless. All right. Give me a physiological picture of something that would now be effortless. As you say, give me an A, B, C. An action from beginning to end that would be effortless, that at this point in your life is not effortless. Are you having difficulty picking something that is not effortless in your life?
Yeah.
Well, very good. The more difficulty you have discovering things that cause effort within you, the more you will balance and blend. You see, many times, many of you think you have all these things holding you back, but when we ask you to look for what these things are, you have a great deal of difficulty finding them. Maybe they're not really there. And just because you think they're there, that is the only obstacle that has always existed. Just because you have bought into your society's structure that says, well, you all have these things within you. Whether you know it or not, you've all got these things holding you back. So you buy into that. Well, I don't know what it is that could be holding me back, but we all have it, so it must be there somewhere. But when you're asked to look for it, you can't really find it, because there never has, in many cases, ever actually been any specific thing there holding you back, except the belief that there's something there holding you back. So if you can't find it, I would suggest you don't look too hard for one. That you can, on one level, let it be all right to not discover those kinds of things within yourself. And to say, well, wait a minute, maybe I don't really have as many of these separations as I thought. Maybe my ability to conceive, maybe my ability to desire that there is no separation is my little inner voice telling me that there really isn't any. And that I can begin to trust that voice, believe in that voice, and be that integrated individual just because it has dawned on me that I can be. Maybe just the dawning on me that I can be is the doing of the thing, is the realization of the thing, is the clearing of anything that was there or might have been there that maybe kept me separated. Understand?
Yes, I do.
Do you like playing that way?
Yes.
Then play all you want that way. These things are not, on one level, just mental games. You are redefining yourself. The more willing you are to open up all of the so-called reasons, to unfold and examine all the so-called reasons you have for why you are not who you prefer to be. When you start unfolding them, very often you will find they are quite empty. That they are just shells, that they are just appearances, and they never really contained any substance at all.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bashar.
Pleasant dreams to you.
Thank you.
Shedding. Change that.
No.
All right. Thank you very much.
It's quite perfect.
What do you have to share? As an equal, then.
Okay, I have a question about the subject of compassion.
Compassion.
Yes, I've had this question in my mind for about 4 months.
Oh, all right.
And I've examined it every which way, and
Yes.
I can't come up with the answer.
All right. What is the question you have created?
Okay, the question is this.
Oh, one moment. What is the answer you have that you have formulated in the format of a question? You do have the answer. A question is simply an answer that you place outside yourself.
Okay. Well, then maybe I have a statement.
Thank you.
It's a statement.
Make a statement.
Okay. I like to think of myself as a warm and caring and loving person.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay. I have found
Yes.
that the more I understand how each one of us creates his own reality,
Yes.
that I'm having difficulty feeling compassionate towards certain people and situations. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? Okay. I don't like the way I feel.
Oh, all right.
For instance, this is awful. The homeless.
Homeless.
Okay, I see
Yes.
a lot of homeless people.
Oh, all right.
And I think to myself, or the old me used to say,
Yes.
oh, those poor people, what
Yes.
can I do to help them?
Yes.
And the new me is saying, you know, they created their own reality
one moment.
because they want to be in
One
this
moment.
choice.
One moment.
And I don't like that.
One moment. You have created what is classically in your language called a misunderstanding of the concept.
Okay.
Compassion in no way, shape, or form says you can't help. If you have attracted yourself to see those individuals, then you have been attracted to be of service. The idea of compassion is not taking responsibility for them, however. Is not giving them sympathy to reinforce the negativity they have already created with their misunderstanding of their connection to the infinite. With their belief of their lack of connection to the infinite. Compassion does not mean you do not help. Compassion simply means you do not take responsibility for them. Compassion means you live the life that is representative of who you are to the fullest so you can be the best reflective example you can be to them. That is what helps them. By all means, interact with them. Compassion in no way, shape, or form prevents you from interacting with individuals you attract into your life that may require some assistance, some guidance. There is nothing that says compassion cannot guide. There is nothing that says compassion cannot reflect. Are we not reflecting ideas to you?
Yes, you are.
We know you create your own reality. But it is our compassion that allows us to desire to share with you that there are many ways you could create your reality, but in no way, shape, or form do we take responsibility for what you decide to choose, even after we have given you a reflection.
That's true.
Understand?
I understand completely.
Well, thank you very much.
I thank you very much.
Thank you for your compassion. Shitting!
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day, strawberry!
Bashar, I have a lot to share with you.
Oh, all right.
My mother is healthy, alive, vibrant, beautiful, loving. As you know, a number of months ago, as we count time, she was told by a doctor that she had terminal cancer and was going to die within a very short period of time. They gave her no hope, told her to go home and die.
Yes.
And we undertook a program to resolve that, and she is now completely healthy from every aspect that we can find.
We thank you. We thank you for being so bold and so full of conviction.
Thank you.
And so full of love.
Thank you. Now, along with the creation of that game, her sister, my Aunt Connie, out of, in my observation, love and compassion, went with her and traveled with us in the program. Part of the program was we went down to a health clinic in Mexico, Don's Box Clinic.
All right.
And she went through this particular program. And in my perception, didn't really need it the way my mother did. It wasn't part of the vibration, but she was doing it out of love and caring.
All right.
Support for my mother.
Guys.
Now, about last November, as we count time, she began to develop a rash of some sort over her body. This continued to develop to the point where she was put in the hospital about a week ago with, and now put on a respirator, went into a coma. Her body is covered with a scaly purple device, as my mother says. She almost looks like a monster, horrible to look at, in a condition much worse than my mother had. There is so much that I have been reflecting. We've been doing a lot of telepathic communication. I can almost see a blending in the mass consciousness between what has been two separate ideologies in our culture. One, the nutritional movement on one hand, which says that, you know, the body can be handled through nutritional means. The relatively limited, narrow viewpoints of the medical profession and the political overtones, and that don't allow them to look beyond those particular limits. And the spiritual and the mental. We blended these three things. And as far as I can be able to see, there is possibly, this is the service that Connie is going through, but we are, and myself, finding a tremendous amount of agitative energy in attempting to see all of the positive of this, to be able to flow love, to see you're vibrant. A lot of things going on here.
We will share with you this time that it is our perspective that there is a high degree of probability that after having served your mother, this individual may be fulfilling a certain idea of their own karma and may take themselves into non-physical reality. It is a high degree of probability. However, there are some things that can be learned, and there is a potential for, in your terminology, reversing this effect. However,
I want to interrupt you right at this point. I'm going to say something to you. Someone, Charlene, called me, and she said, you reflected regarding her father that there was a high probability that he would no longer live in this life. And I said to her, she said, Bashar said this, and I said, bullshit, Bashar. I said, bullshit on this idea. Now, I love this from the viewpoint of, we're not going to take this prediction.
It is not a prediction.
Energy.
It is not a prediction.
Okay, what is it?
It is a sensing of the energy right at the moment.
Aha.
Right at the moment.
Very nice.
That's it.
We will transform that. Go.
Yes.
Okay.
What this requires, now that we may continue, for the transformational energy, is the help of a particular specific direction, a specific connection to certain types of earth energy that can best be delivered by what may be called a type of sprite energy. One moment. Erica! She will help you.
Lovely. I would love to be helped by her.
Ask for her to impart some of the information she is now learning about the idea of certain connections to the powers inherent in your natural earth. All right?
Yes, and delineate a little bit more, Bashar.
She will.
She will.
Yes.
You won't.
No.
Thank you, Bashar. You're a delight. I love you. It was wonderful to be part of this. This is, of course, also Shiloh's loving request to have this data. Thank you for your sharing. Thank you for your love, your caring. It's a delight to be part of this turn.
We thank you very much, and may we remind you that you have been a delightful and sweet and succulent juice.
Thank you, baby.
Shooting!
Hello, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I just wanted to share with you that a friend of mine who was recently pregnant had her baby last night.
All right.
And the first birth that she had, this was her second, and the first birth she had was real difficult. And the second one, after some information that you, some information that you gave to her, her second birth was so much easier. And she wanted me to tell you thanks for the information. And it was something to the effect of being more of a vehicle.
We thank you, and we thank her for allowing the total event to be what she is, so that all the energy could be of assistance rather than simply taking the burden on herself, isolated in a specific way alone.
Thanks.
We thank you.
I also have a question.
Yes.
My father-in-law died about a year ago, and
All right.
my mother-in-law has been sort of in limbo, I suppose you might say. And I was
All
wondering,
right.
is there any way that my husband and I could assist her in sort of transforming through this stage of her life?
It is our perception that perhaps what can assist her greatly is the literature that already exists in your society dealing with the idea of what you call life after physical death. If she can familiarize herself with the idea of what that, shall we say, terrain is all about, she will open herself to sensitivity, to sensitize herself to have her own communications in a more conscious way.
Would she be willing to trust her own dreams?
Yes, but the information can come in a more conscious fashion, more in the form of a conscious meditation as she is absorbing the information in those books that already exist.
Okay, I have one more question real quick. Why is my dog acting so strangely?
Strange in what way?
She's just she's really upset, and she's walking around the house, and she isn't looking, she's looking for something and not finding anything, and she just seems to be generally disrupted.
Are you contemplating in any way, shape, or form a physiological move?
Oh, not soon in the future.
Have you contemplated a particular place that you might be moving to?
Yes.
Where?
Olympia, Seattle, or near Washington State.
Why?
We just thought we might experience the Pacific Northwest a little bit more deeply.
Why?
We wanted to, my husband and I just like the idea.
What is the energy you know is there? How does it feel?
It feels good. It's green and clean and...
All right. Green and clean. All right. In your terminology, when will you go?
A year and a half? A year?
Is that a question?
I'm not sure.
2 questions. All right. Are you going to try for 6 months?
I'd love to go in 6 months.
How about 3?
6 months.
All right. Why 6?
I think there's some things I've started at this point that I should finish before I leave.
All right. 3 months it is. Communicate to your animal the essence of the feeling of the green and the clean. It will help to orient, because the animal is only being a magnetic compass needle for fluctuations in your own indecisions about what it is you think you have to clean up.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. shitting.
Hola, compadre.
And to you, good day.
Hello, Bashar. First, I'd like to tell you that I'm here because of two gifts.
Speak up so that all may
I
share.
am here thanks to two gifts from my friend and your friend, Victoria Collins.
All right.
She is right there. Number one, she introduced me to you about 2 years ago. And number two, I'm here because even though her name was selected, she decided to give this to me for my birthday present. So
All right.
the greeting that I give to you is from both of us.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And thank you for the gift you have given to us of both of yourselves.
Oh, with our greatest pleasure, I assure you. Over the 2 years that I've had the pleasure of playing with your tools and growing and expanding and accelerating, there is not enough time to tell you all of the wonderful experiences that have occurred, so I'm just going to ask you to feel that.
Oh, already done.
All right, thank you. The primary tool that I'd like to just mention tonight in the way of a sharing is the tool called Follow Your Excitement, which I believe we've heard about tonight. Okay, well, I've enjoyed experimenting with that tool in larger and larger steps as I learned to trust that that truly does work for me. And the most recent example of that is an opportunity that I was given about 2 days ago to go to Spain and be paid to run the research aspect of diving for buried treasure.
All right.
6 months ago, I would have invalidated that idea because I was still testing the tools on a lower gradient.
All right.
And now I can say, thanks to you, I am truly ready.
All thanks to you.
As I was driving over here tonight, I was thinking, what questions could I ask? Because as you all can imagine, there are lots of questions I could ask regarding locating the treasure, which from a research point of view is basically our job. And lots of opportunities to judge oneself, possibly, at least in prior ways of thinking. Lots of opportunities for others to judge us. And I just realized with all of these tools, there really is no need for that whatsoever.
We thank you. You will also discover certain ideas of the culture in the area you call Portugal.
Aha.
That will awaken some past memories for you.
Well, that's very interesting that you mentioned that. I was not aware of that, but I'm very, very aware of the excitement that Spain has always held for me.
Yes.
I have been there before.
Oh, yes.
But this particular, this time.
I know.
But this particular time, even though I've been invited many times before, this is the time. I'm truly, truly ready as a being. And there is incredible synchronicity going on right now with a parallel dimension that I'm very much aware of as a nun in Spain right now. And the reason that I am so desiring to speak Spanish now here is that I had agreed to take a vow of silence. I have agreed to take a vow of silence there for certain disagreements with the church, etc. And now I find that priests are probably going to be assisting me in my translations, which I also find very interesting, and so on and so on. One thing I would like to share with you is that one of the tools you have taught us is that experiences that we used to label negative or positive, but particularly negative, were opportunities to learn. And I have experimented with that so much now that I really feel that tool is mine. And as I was driving down here tonight, I realized now that that is really my tool, now I have something positive to look forward to, and that is an opportunity to learn. In other words, I don't need to view just the negative things as opportunities to learn. I already know that. So now everything is an opportunity to learn, which probably I knew, but I was always focusing on the negative part of it. So there isn't anything negative anymore.
Well, thank you.
As you have shared with us before.
By the way,
yes,
the Gilded Cross belonged to you.
Woo. Is that why my name is Faith, perhaps?
Perhaps.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, I'm moving on down this list here. It's all related, but I try to get organized. I am getting organized here. Okay. Even though I don't have any questions for you, I certainly invite your co-creation and perceptions having to do with this particular venture we're on.
I have just given it to you. The Gilded Cross belonged to you.
All right.
Are you operating out of the area that is called Cadiz?
That is unknown at this particular time.
All right. Will you take a trek to the Pyrenees?
Well, this is underwater treasure, so I rather doubt that.
We shall see.
However, I need to look at a map and see where the Pyrenees are. I'm not sure.
All right.
But that's an interesting question, and I will definitely check out the Pyrenees.
These are the things we are allowed to share.
Uh-huh.
There are many kinds of treasure chest. You will be opening more than one.
Right, and...
Each will be on a different level.
Right.
Physical, astral, ethereal, causal, mental.
I understand. I wrote down right here, see if I could beat you to this, because I was quite sure somewhere along the line you'd say that the primary buried treasure that I would discover is another aspect of myself that I have yet to discover.
There is that, but you can create now. You have created a sufficient amount of energy to create now in this physiological endeavor the opening of those treasures on each and every level, including the physical. You can reflect and parallel all the different levels, all the way, as you say, down to the physical.
That's very, very exciting. I certainly am excited about hearing about that, and I will be excited about integrating it and making it more and more part of my, do I dare say part of my reality, as if it were not right now?
Thank you very much. Also, when you see the white plaster walls, there will be a very strong memory for you.
Uh-huh.
Let it come in, as you say, through your sense of smell as well. For you may even visualize the paint that used to be on your hands as you mastered those frescoes.
Very interesting.
Thank you very much.
Wait, I just want to close.
No.
I just want to express our gratitude.
It is already expressed.
Keep in touch.
Have never been out of touch. One moment. We would at this time remind each and every one of you now, for various specific reasons, that in your endeavors of exploration of all the ideas of non-physical reality, that you remember that you chose your physical expression. And any time you find yourself becoming disoriented, unlocked from the physical reality, we would remind you to do something very physical in that sense. One suggestion we have given will be to allow yourself to relate to the physiological earth, to the idea of the growing things, the green things, and also for the idea of grounding yourself and orienting yourself for what you may call lively physical action. The idea we had suggested to another individual is to take a very strong board and a hammer and pound some nails into it. This can be a very, very strong meditation. You might be surprised. But orient yourself to the understanding that the physical reality is just as blessed as all other levels, or it wouldn't exist. At this time, to allow you to enjoy a little bit more of your physical reality, you may take a break. We will resume contact in approximately 10 to 15 of your minutes maximum.